exciting Southern Hills Athletic Conference volleyball action on C103. I am Ken Smith. My engineer back in the studio. On the radio side is Sarah Rigdon. And on the Good Guys Radio TV side, yep, you can watch this game. That'll be Maggie Dean producing everything here courtside on the camera side of things. I'm at Peebles High School where the Lady Indians are hosting the Lady Lions of Fairfield. Now, this is a very, very important volleyball game, and I'm going to tell you exactly why that is. Both these teams are at the top of their division. Peebles at the top of Division I. Fairfield is at the top of Division II. Fairfield has only one loss so far this season in conference play, and that was to North Adams. And that loss was back on the 18th of September. They are 7-6 overall, 7-1 in conference play. Peebles has yet to lose a conference game. They are 8-0. They are 11-4 overall. And we'll talk a little bit more about who they played and who they have coming up still on the schedule, because that's what's really important for both of these volleyball clubs. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to look at the Fairfield Lady Lions roster right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
Loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up to the three, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out of hit she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, two-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Welcome back courtside. Let's take a look at the Fairfield Lady Lions roster. Their roster begins with Emily Taylor. She's a senior wearing number 2. Haley Crabtree is a senior wearing number 5. Remy Moon wears number 6. She's a freshman. Joby Hatton, a junior, wears number 7. Alyssa Bales, a freshman, wears number 8. Mackenzie Anderson wearing number 9. She's a junior. Jaden Drury is a sophomore wearing number 11. Allie Maynard wears number 12. She's a freshman. McKinley Cox is a junior wearing number 15. J.D. Howland is wearing number 20. She's a junior. Then rounding out the roster is a junior wearing number 21. That's Kelsey Clark. Jerica Stackhouse is the head coach for the Fairfield Lady Lions. Now let's talk about, again, some of these importance of games that are left. So remember, Fairfield Lady Lions have only one league loss. That was to North Adams. They are done playing North Adams. This will also be the only time they play Peebles. But they've got Lynchburg left still, which is in 3rd place of Division I. They've got Ripley left, which is in 3rd place of Division II. And they've got White Oak left, which is in 2nd place, right behind Fairfield in Division number 2. So 3 pretty big games left, and they still, of course, have Fayetteville, which you never know. They could get a loss there as well. So they've got some tough games yet still for the Fairfield Lady Lions. Now, Peebles, they've also got some tough games left, and we're going to talk about their roster when we take a break here in just a moment. We're almost ready to honor America here courtside, but let me talk to you about Peebles real quick. Again, I said they were 8-0. They have yet to lose a conference game. They have Fairfield tonight. Obviously, this could be a potential loss. They still have North Adams twice. That is tough. They've got them coming up on Thursday, and then they've got them in a couple weeks on the 13th. So that's a big deal, having North Adams left twice. They also have White Oak left on October 3rd. So that's another big game. And then, of course, West Union still as well, but West Union's down in the rankings a little bit. So North Adams twice and White Oak once. That's pretty tough games left. So both teams still have plenty of opportunity to get some losses. We're going to take a quick break while we honor America here courtside. We'll be back to look at the Peebles roster right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
It takes a lot of energy to create a successful high school athletics program, and often is more than team coaches and school officials can do alone. That's why school athletic booster programs are so important. The Fairfield Athletic Boosters would like all concerned adults to show their school pride and say good luck, Fairfield Lions and Lady Lions, and congratulations, and have a great season. Go Lions! From the Fairfield Athletic Boosters.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the Peebles Lady Indians roster. It starts with number 3. That's Riley Barr. She's a senior. Peyton Johnson wears number 5. She's a senior. Bailey Johnston is a senior, wearing number 12. Angel Gray wears number 15. She's a junior. Kennedy Dick is wearing number 17. She's a senior. Amber Scott, a senior, wearing number 18. Ellie Stevens wearing number 31. She's a senior. Ashlyn Abbott is a junior, wearing number 21. Ava Brumley, a sophomore, wears number 22. Abigail Smalley wearing number 32. She's a junior. And rounding out the roster, Cadence Carroll, a senior, wearing number 33. Third year of coaching for head coach Annie Gustin for the Peebles Lady Indians. We'll take another quick break and be back to talk about starters, and we'll have our first serve right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
Taste the snappy tomato pizza difference for yourself. Order from Seaman at 937-386-1010 or from West Union at 937-544-5583. Order online at snappytomato.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at who will be starting for Fairfield. It'll be number 2, Emily Taylor. Also out there is Kelsey Clark wearing number 21. Looks like number 7, Joby Hatton, also out there. That's your front row. In the back row, it's going to be Mackenzie Anderson wearing number 9. Remy Moon wearing number 6. And number 15 is McKinley Cox. That's your back row, and I think McKinley Cox will have your first serve. On the side of the Peebles Lady Indians, out there, Peyton Johnson wearing number 5. Also, she's in the back row, by the way. Also in the back row is Ellie Stevens and Cadence Carroll in the back row. In the front row, no, I'm sorry, that is Smalley in the back row. Carroll's in the front row along with Kennedy Dick and Johnston. And Peebles will have the first attack, and it's going to be good. That's off the hands of Cadence Carroll. She'll start things off with her first kill. So back to serve for Peebles will be Bailey Johnston. Johnston's first serve is going to be out. That'll be a service error. So Peebles will give it right back to the Fairfield Lady Lions, and back to serve will be Kelsey Clark. Clark, by the way, the setter on the side of Fairfield, leading the team with 297 assists. On the attack is going to be Stevens for Peebles. That one's going to be a little strong. It'll go out of bounds. Point will go to Fairfield. First lead for the Fairfield Lady Lions, 2-1 in our first set. By the way, Peebles won the JV contest 2-0. Clark again with the serve. That'll go into the back row, and now a set off the hands of Dick, and Johnson on the attack. Nice dig in the back row there by Howland on the side of Fairfield, and now on the attack was Joby Hatton. She'll get her first kill. 3-1 the lead now for Fairfield. Clark again back to serve. Clark serves into the back row, received by Johnston. Dick will set it, and Johnson with an off-speed attack. That did not work. And now on the return, Remy Moon gets a floor spike to work. That'll be her first kill. She was just trying to get that returned, was not able to elevate, and spiked it from the floor. It worked. Clark again with the serve, goes into the back row to Johnson. Dick will set Johnson. So you have a Johnston and a Johnson on Peebles. And by the way, we've got an illegal hit on the Fairfield side, so Peebles will get the point. Angel Gray will come in to replace Abigail Smalley, and Cadence Carroll will step back to serve. Carroll serves across, and too strong, out of bounds. Service error, point will go to Fairfield. Riley Barr will come in to replace Carroll. And stepping back to serve will be Joby Hatton on the side of Fairfield. Joby, nice. Big jump serve. Johnson gets it in the back row. They're going to set Gray for the attack this time. Hatton with the dig. Now with another floor spike was Moon. That one did not work. Now Johnson on the attack for Peebles. Nice dig in the back row by Hatton. They're going to set Moon up for another floor spike again. That one off speed doesn't work. Johnson on the attack for Peebles. That one's going to be good. Peyton Johnson gets her first kill of the match. By the way, she has 95 kills on the season coming into this game. Stevens will now step back to serve for Peebles. Stevens serves it across to Hatton. On the setting duties is Clark, and at the net, little dink over the net. Anderson gets her first kill. So I believe that was Anderson. I was actually looking down at the point where that happened. McKinley Cox will go into the front row. Serving will be Taylor. Johnson receives, and Stevens is going to set Gray for an attack, and it's good. Angel Gray gets her first kill. That'll give Peebles the serve, and Johnson will step back to serve. Her team trailing by 2, 6-4. Johnson serves it across to Hatton. Setting is Clark, and now on the attack, a little too strong that time, was Anderson. It'll go out the backside. Peebles gets the point. Johnson again back to serve. Johnson serves it across to Hatton. Clark will set it, and on the attack this time was Cox. Peebles able to save it. They're going to return it off the hands of Johnston. Now Fairfield with the set. Floor spike attempt by Clark. That doesn't work. Stevens is going to set Johnston for a dink at the net. Fairfield was able to save that. They'll return it off the hands of Anderson. Now Stevens will set again, this time Dick with a punch to the back, and that one a little too strong. It went out of bounds. She was trying to find a hole in the defense there in the back row. Hit it just a little too hard. Now back to serve is going to be Anderson for Fairfield. Clips the top of the net. Peebles able to pick up on it. Now Johnston on the attack. That one's too strong. Goes out of bounds. Fairfield gets the point. Anderson again to serve for Fairfield. Anderson serves it across, received in the back row by Barr. Stevens will set Dick for an attack, blocked at the net. And that was Clark and Cox on the block. Gray comes out, Carroll comes back in. Also Smalley coming back in on the side of Peebles. Nice block there by Fairfield, but it ended up going out of bounds off that block, by the way. So a joust at the net. Coming out on top is Johnston. We'll give her her first kill for that joust. Peebles trailing by 1. Smalley serving. Smalley serves it across, received by Anderson, and with a dump was Clark. That didn't work. Peebles picked up on it. Clark will set this time. On the attack will be Cox. It'll be a little too strong, ends up going out of bounds on the sideline. Peebles gets the point, and they're tied with Fairfield now, 8-all in the first set of the match. By the way, don't forget, I'll talk to the winning coach after this one in the ACRMC Family Medicine Coach's Comments Show. And a little bit of a miscue there as Clark did not get a good set for Fairfield. It drops on their side. Peebles gets the point. By the way, I'll also name a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the match after this one. Clark with the set and a block. It ends up out of bounds off Peebles, and Fairfield gets the point. Stepping back to serve is going to be Remy Moon on the side of the Fairfield Lady Lions. We're tied at 9 apiece. Moon with a very strong serve gets the ace. First ace of the match for either team. Moon again back to serve. Moon serves it across. Johnson receives it. Stevens to Dick for the return. That'll come back to Moon. Now Clark will set an attack by Hatton. Peebles able to save it. Johnson will set it back to Carroll for an attack. That's dug out. Now Clark will set Hatton again. Stevens digs this one out. They're going to set it to Carroll. Off-speed attack. That didn't work. Clark will set another attack up for Hatton, and this one's good. That one will be inbounds, and Joby Hatton gets her second kill. Took 3 attempts that time for Hatton to get her kill. Moon again back to serve. She'll drop that one short in the net for a service error. Peebles will get the point. Tomorrow on Good Guys Radio TV from the Brown County Fair, we have the Poultry Show at 9 a.m. Brown County Born and Bred Beef Show will be at 2 p.m., and that's just some of our coverage. And Hatton with an off speed, that doesn't work. And we're going to have double hit on the side of Peebles. Fairfield gets the point. They'll go back on top by 1. Coming in is going to be Taylor, replacing your libero, which is Howland. And back to serve is going to be Cox. Cox serves it across to Stevens. Dick will set, and Stevens on the attack. Picked up in the back row by Cox, and now it's going to be turned by Moon. Comes over to Dick, then Stevens oversets it. It ends up over the net. Johnson now to Dick again to set for Carroll for the attack. Nice dig in the back row. That time a dump off the hands of Clark. Peebles able to pick up on it. Now Carroll an off-speed attack. That didn't work. And now at the net, another attack by Joby Hatton is good. Peebles trying the block, but it dropped on the Peebles side of the net. Cox back to serve again. Her team on top by 3, 13-10 in the first set of the match. Cox drops it just across the net to Smalley. Now on the attack. Who was that? That was Carroll. Cadence Carroll gets her second kill. Peebles regains the serve, and Johnston. That's Bailey Johnston will step back to serve. Johnston serves too strong. That'll be a service error out the backside. 7 p.m. tomorrow on Good Guys Radio TV. It'll be the Demolition Derby premiering from last night, actually. And now a service error on the side of Fairfield. I think that was Clark. Gray is going to check in, replacing Smalley. So Peebles trailing by 2 with Carroll serving. Carroll serves it across to Moon. Clark will set. Hatton on the attack. Dick digs that out. Now Stevens will set it to Gray for the attack. Nice save in the back row there by Howland. Hatton on the attack. Not a good set. It was too close to the net, and she was not able to get a good swing, and that ended up dropping on the side of Fairfield. Peebles gets the point. Peebles back within 1. Carroll serves. Received in the back row by Moon. Clark will set it, returned off the hands of Anderson. Now for Peebles, it'll be Gray on the attack. Block attempt by Taylor doesn't work. It ends up dropping on the side of Fairfield. Peebles gets the point. We're tied at 14 all. Carroll again serving. Carroll serves it to Howland in the back row. Now Clark will set Hatton for the attack, and Carroll saves it. Dick will return it. That'll come back over to Clark. Now Moon will set it. Clark will return it. She'll punch it into the back row to Johnston. Now Dick will set Johnson for an attack, and it's good. Peyton Johnson gets her second kill. Little State Fair, that's the Brown County Fair. It is upon us, happening all week long on C103 and Goodguysradiotv.com. Carroll again serving. This one goes into the back row to Moon. Clark will set Hatton for an attack, and it's good. Came off the block, dropped on the side of Peebles. Joby Hatton gets her 4th kill. Riley Barr will check back in for Peebles. Carroll will come out. Serving's going to be Joby Hatton. Hatton will drop it short in the net for a service error. Make sure you never miss a match here on your home for Shack Sports. Download the free C103 app from Google Play or your Apple App Store. Or you can listen from any device at C103.fm. Or even ask your Alexa, what's playing on C103 Country? I'm not sure exactly what happened because I was reading a liner. The officials are going to have a conversation, though. I believe the head official was trying to call some sort of violation by Peebles and give it to Fairfield. I think it's going to stay with Peebles. It will. It'll stay with Peebles. And back to serve is going to be, that was Stevens. Now, a return off the hands of Anderson will come over to Stevens. Dick will set Johnson for an attack. It'll be an off speed, and it landed inbounds just barely. So Peebles got the point. That one was close. Peebles now leading by 2, 17-15, with Stevens serving. Stevens serves across to Hatton. Clark will set. Moon with the attack. And they tried to say it went off of a Peebles player, and the official is going to agree. It went off Peebles. So Fairfield gets the point, and Cox will come in replacing Taylor. Howland will step back to serve. Howland serves it across to Barr. Now Stevens will set. Kennedy Dick on the attack, and it's good. That'll be her first kill. Peebles leading by 2 with Johnson back to serve. We're in the first set of the match, varsity match, by the way. Peebles did win the junior varsity match, 2-0. Clark with a dump, and it works. Kelsey Clark gets her first dump in the game. She has 51 kills on the season. Probably most of those are where she's had a successful a fake set, or a dump is the actual term for it. Stevens will set Dick for the attack. It's blocked at the net. Peebles keeps it alive. Stevens again with the set. Gray will return it, and that ended up out of bounds. Just a little too strong on that return. It was behind the back, so that might be part of the reason why that happened. Anderson will step back to serve. We're tied at 18-all. Anderson serves too strong. Out the backside for a service error. Smalley will come in to replace Gray. Carroll is coming in to replace Barr on the side of Peebles. Smalley back to serve. Peebles leading by 1. Peebles serves it across to Howland. Now Clark will save it, and Hatton able to return it. So now Stevens to Dick. Dick will set it to Carroll for the attack. Nice dig in the back row by Howland. Clark sets it across to Moon. Stevens receives that one. Now Dick will set Johnston for an attack, and it's going to be out of bounds. Yeah, it went off the top of the net and popped out of bounds. So we're tied now at 19-all with Moon serving for Fairfield. Big jump serve for Moon. Goes to Stevens in the back row. Dick will set it to Carroll for the attack, and they were able to return it. Nice save there by Clark. Dick will set it again. This time Johnston tries an off speed. Fairfield able to save it. Clark will return it. She'll punch it into the back row to Smalley. Stevens will set Carroll for an attack. Howland with the dig. Clark gets the set, and Hatton battling a joust at the net. And they're going to say somebody, I think, was either broke the plane underneath or was over the net. Something happened there, but the officials are going to have a conversation about it. So they awarded the point to Fairfield. Let's see if it stays that way. Again, I will talk to the winning coach after this one in the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. And I'll have stats and name a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game. They're going to keep that point with Fairfield. So Moon will now step back to serve. I believe that was a net violation called against Peebles. Moon serves it across to Stevens. Dick will set Carroll for the attack, and that goes out of bounds off of Clark, and Peebles gets the point. So another kill for Carroll. That'll be her third. Kennedy Dick will step back to serve. Serve goes to Howland in the back row. Clark will set Hatton for the attack. Nice block there by Peebles. Clark returns it. That'll come over to Dick. Now Johnson, and then Stevens returns it. Goes back to Fairfield. Clark sets Cox for a little dink. That didn't work. Now Carroll on the attack. Nice block at the net by Clark and Cox. And again, Carroll gets an attack, or gets a kill. That dropped on the Fairfield side as Fairfield tried to block. Kennedy Dick again back to serve. Howland receives that one in the back row. Clark will set Hatton for an attack. Off-speed attack. Dick was able to dig that one out, and now Carroll jousting at the net, and it's going to end up with the point going to Fairfield, as that was Clark and Cox battling with Carroll, jousting with Carroll. Howland comes out, and back in will be Taylor for Fairfield. And back to serve is McKinley Cox. We're tied at 21 all. Johnson receives it. Dick will set the attack by Stevens, and that's a good one. Stevens gets the kill. That'll be her first. Ellie Stevens. Howland back in. Out went Cox, and serving is going to be Johnston. Johnston serves it across to Moon. Clark will set Hatton. Off-speed attack to Carroll. Now Dick to Stevens for the simple return. Clark is going to set up Hatton for an attack. Nice block, and it ends up working out. Johnson and Stevens on the block. Timeout is going to be called by Fairfield as Peebles leads it by 2, 23-21 in our first set of the match. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up for the three, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out a hit, she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, two-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Goodguysradiotv.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, while we were away, Hatton got another kill. Fairfield regains the serve. Clark will serve it across to Johnston. Dick will set Johnson for an attack, but it's too strong. It ends up out of bounds, and we're tied at 23 all. Clark again serving. And that one's going to be too strong. Went out the backside for a service error. Out will come Smalley. Gray will come in. Carroll will step back to serve for Peebles, leading by 1. Howland receives it in the back row. Clark is going to set Anderson for an attack, and it's good. Mackenzie Anderson gets her second kill. We're tied at 24 all. Barr in for Carroll. That's for Peebles. Serving is going to be Hatton. Hatton serves it across to Johnston. Stevens will set Gray for an attack. That one drops in the middle. Clark punches it into the back row. Johnston, then Dick, and that one ends up out of bounds. It was a behind the back set. It didn't work out well for Peebles, and now a 1-point lead for Fairfield. They could get the win here in this first set if they can score another point. Dick will receive it. Stevens is going to set Gray, and a joust It'll end up going out of bounds. There's a little battle there at the net, and it went off of Peebles out of bounds. Fairfield gets the victory here in set number 1, 26-24. We'll take a quick break and be back with set number 2 right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up for the 3, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking on a hit, she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, two-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
I had Peyton Johnston with 2 kills, or Johnson, sorry. Bailey Johnston with 1 kill. Angel Gray with 1 kill. Kennedy Dick with 1 kill. Ellie Stevens with 1 kill. And Cadence Carroll leading the team with 4 kills. On the side of the Fairfield Lady Lions, I had Remy Moon with 1 kill. Joby Hatton with 5 kills. By the way, Moon also had an ace. Mackenzie Anderson with 2 kills. And Kelsey Clark with 1 kill. There were a lot of blocks out there as well. I don't keep track of those. I'll try to, if we're going to keep seeing that many blocks, I'll try to do a better job of keeping track of those. We certainly saw a lot of them in that first set. Peebles will have the first serve. Johnston will serve it. Comes across to Anderson, and she gets an ace. First ace of the match for Peebles. Johnston again back to serve. Serves into the back row. Anderson receives it again. Clark with a save, and Hatton will return it. Comes back to Johnston. Dick will set Carroll for the attack. Dug out by Howland. Clark will set. Hatton with an off speed, and it's good. Well placed by Joby Hatton. She was able to put her eyes on the floor and find a hole on the side of Peebles. Coming back in is going to be Cox replacing Howland, and she'll step back to serve. Cox with the serve, received by Carroll. Dick will set it, and Johnson has to return it, just a simple return. Clark will set Hatton for an attack. Dick receives it. Stevens will set Carroll for another attack. This one a little strong, ends up out of bounds, and Fairfield gets the point. Lions now leading 2-1. They lead the match 1-0. Cox with the serve. Goes into the back row to Johnston. Stevens to Johnson. Comes across and receiving that one, by the way. I missed, oh, that was Taylor. Anyway, it's back to Peebles. Carroll on the attack. Hatton, now Clark back to Hatton for an attack. Johnson with the save, Smalley, and now returned by Carroll. Nice job by Peebles keeping that one alive, and they were able to score the point with Carroll getting her 5th kill. Gray will come in to replace Smalley. Carroll will step back to serve. Halland, the libero, back in on the side of Fairfield. Carroll received by Anderson. Clark will set Hatton for an attack. Nice block. And now it's returned perfectly for Gray to get a kill. It came back off the block. Fairfield saved it coming off that block, but it was set perfectly for Gray to get a kill. Carroll now serving, received by Anderson. Clark will set it, Hatton returns it to Johnston. Now Dick will set it, Gray on the attack. Halland with a dig in the back row. Now Clark to Hatton. Nice save there by Johnston. Carroll with a floor spike, that didn't work. Clark will set Hatton across to Dick. Now Stevens to Gray for the attack, and it's good. Angel Gray gets her third kill. A lot of power hitting going on in this match. Carroll, whoa, gets an ace. Fairfield thought it was going to go out of bounds. It stayed in, and Carroll gets her first ace. Peebles now leading by 3, 5-2. Carroll serves again. Received by Moon. Halland with a touch. Clark's going to have to return it. She's able to get it over the net. Now Dick will set it to Johnson for an attack. Hatton with the dig. Now Moon sets it to Clark. She'll punch it into the back row to Johnston. Dick will set Johnson. Simple return to Hatton. Now Clark will set it up for Hatton to attack. That was an off speed. Didn't work. Stevens returns it. Clark sets it again. This time on the attack is going to be Taylor. And Peebles able to handle that one. Joust to the net. Taylor comes out on top. Dropped on the Peebles side. In will be Riley Barr replacing Carroll. Serving is going to be Clark for Fairfield. They trail by 2, 5-3. Clark serves it across to Barr, and that's going to be an ace. First ace for Clark, second ace for the Lady Lions. Fairfield trailing by 1. Clark serves, and that'll be a service error. That one a little too strong. Now back to serve, I believe, is going to be Stevens on the side of Peebles. Lady Indians leading by 2. Stevens gets an ace. That one was a little strong, and Fairfield should have let it go, but they did not, and it ends up as an ace. So a 3-point lead now for Peebles with Stevens serving. And that one received by Halland. She has a very strong serve, by the way. Moon returns it to Johnson. Stevens will set it back to Johnson for the attack, and it's good. Peyton Johnson gets her third kill. Timeout Fairfield as Peebles leads it by 4, 8-4 in the second set of the match. Fairfield leads the match 1-0. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you the schedule from the Brown County Fair on Good Guys Radio TV. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., we'll have the Poultry Show. At 2 p.m., the Brown County Born and Bred Beef Show. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. will be the premiere of the Demolition Derby. Actually, that's, I think that was Monday night. It was either Monday night or last night. Service error by Peebles. Point goes to Fairfield. Thursday at 3 o'clock, it'll be the breeding, dairy feeder beef shows. Then at 7 o'clock, the steer show. And then the cheer competition will premiere Thursday at 7 on Good Guys Radio TV. That, of course, will be from tomorrow night. It'll premiere Thursday night. Of course, we got volleyball action on C103 as well on Thursday night. All right, let's talk about volleyball action. Gray on the attack. Fairfield digs it out. Hatton in the back row. Clark will set Moon for the attack. And that'll come across. Peebles struggling, but Stevens going to be able to return it. Goes into the back row to Hatton. Clark will set Anderson for the attack. And double hit on the side of Peebles. That works. Anderson gets the kill. I think I called her Moon, by the way. 6 and 9. I keep getting those back and forth. Hatton will serve. Comes across to Dick. Now Johnston with a touch and returned by Gray. Back to Howland. Clark is going to set an attack by Moon. Johnston with a nice dig. Barr gets it to Gray for the return. Goes to Howland. Now Clark. Oh, she overset that. It was perfect for Gray. All right, they're going to say Gray was in the net, I believe. One of the Lady Indians was. Fairfield got the point. Comes across to Barr. Now Stevens will set Dick for the attack. Clark saves it, and Anderson returns it. Now Stevens will punch it into the back row to Howland. Keeping it alive, returned off the hands of Moon. Now Dick's going to set Gray for the attack, but she'll drop it short in the net, and the point will go to Fairfield. Lady Lions now leading it by 1, 9-8. Joby Hatton serving. Hatton serves it across, received by Barr. Stevens will set Gray for the attack, and it's good. Hatton trying to dig it out, should have let it go. I think that one was going to go out of bounds. So Peebles gets the point. We're tied at 9 apiece. And Peyton Johnson will now serve. Johnson serves it across to Hatton, and it's an ace. Peyton Johnson gets her first ace. Special thanks to our season sponsors, including Willie & Son Trucking, the Winchester Carpet Outlet, and Barry Chevrolet. Anderson returns. Now they're going to set Johnston up for the attack. Fairfield, nice job saving that one. Hatton returns it over to Barr. Now Stevens will set Johnston again, off-speed attack this time. Clark had it, back to Clark for a floor spike. That'll come across to Johnson. Now Stevens will set it, Dick will return it. Goes to Hatton in the back row. Clark is going to set Anderson for an attack, and it's good. Mackenzie Anderson gets her 4th kill. Peebles calls the timeout. We're tied at 10 apiece. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
It takes a lot of energy to create a successful high school athletics program, and often is more than team coaches and school officials can do alone. That's why school athletic booster programs are so important. The Fairfield Athletic Boosters would like all concerned adults to show their school pride and say good luck, Fairfield Lions and Lady Lions, and congratulations, and have a great season. Go Lions! From the Fairfield Athletic Boosters.
Some more of the Goodguysradiotv.com schedule for this week at the Brown County Fair. Friday, 9 a.m. We'll have the large animal showman of Showman. And then at 3 o'clock on Good Guys Radio TV and C103, it'll be the Friday sale. That's the small animals and steer sale. Then on 99.5 The Edge, we'll have Western Brown at New Richmond and football action for you. Serving is Taylor for Fairfield. Stevens will set Johnston for the attack. To Clark. Now returned off the hands of Anderson. Goes into the back row to Johnson. Stevens will set Gray. Off-speed attack. Clark with the dig. Now returned off the hands of Anderson, and it's good. Mackenzie Anderson gets her 5th kill. Serving will be Taylor. 1-point lead now for Fairfield. They also lead the match 1-0. Johnson receives it. Stevens will set Gray for an attack. And that one is going to be, what do we got there? Point will go to Fairfield. They're going to say Gray broke the plane underneath the net. Smalley's going to come in, and Carroll coming in also for Peebles. Well, no, Peebles did get the point. All right, so Gray got the kill. That'll be her 4th. Smalley will serve it. Received by Anderson. Clark will set Cox for an attack. Now Peebles will have Carroll on the attack, and it's good. Kill number 6 for Cadence Carroll. Peebles back on top, 12-11, with Smalley serving. Smalley serves it across to Howland. And now a dump by Clark. That doesn't work. Dick will set Johnston for the attack. Clark with the dig. Now Anderson sets it. Moon with an off speed, and that works. Moon gets her second kill with an off speed attack. Serving is Anderson. Anderson serves it across to Smalley. Dick will set it. Carroll on the attack. Fairfield keeps it alive. Nice save. Nope, they're going to say 4 hits. So that will go to Peebles. Fairfield going to argue that 4th hit. And I have to agree, I did not think there were 4 hits there either. I don't think the officials will ask me. Especially with my ability to get it wrong. All right, so they're going to re-serve. So Fairfield gets their serve back. Nobody gets a point. Anderson will serve. Serves it across to Smalley, and then we've got a rotation error. Somebody out of position. All right, so that does end up working out for Peebles. They now have a 1-point lead, and Kennedy Dick will serve. Serves it across to Anderson. Clark will set Moon, and Stevens able to get the tip at the net for the point. She was able to reach across and get there before Moon did. Peebles got the point. They lead now by 2, 14-12. Dick with the serve, comes across, returned over. That was an overpass by Moon. It didn't work for the overkill. And now Dick will set Carroll for the attack. And off the block, Fairfield gets the point. I think that was Cox and Anderson on the block. Couldn't quite see that one. Back to serve is going to be Moon. Fairfield trailing by 1, 14-13. Moon serves it across to Johnson. Now Dick will set it, and Carroll on the attack was blocked. Smalley was there to save it. Clark will set Hatton for an off speed. That comes to Carroll. Now Dick will set it back, and a joust at the net. Cox was able to reach across and get the kill. First kill for Cox. Back to serve is going to be Moon. We're tied 14 apiece. Moon serves it across to Smalley. Dick will set it to Carroll for the attack. Howland with the dig. Clark with the dump. That comes over to Dick. Now Stevens will set it to Johnston for the attack. Nice save by Fairfield. On the attack was Hatton. Now Dick will set Carroll again. Blocked at the net. That was Clark on the block that time. They'll set Carroll up again for an attack, but it'll drop short in the net, and Fairfield gets the point. They regain the lead by 1. Moon back to serve. 15-14, Fairfield leading. They also lead the match 1-0. Moon serves it across to Stevens. Dick will set it. Carroll on the attack, blocked. Carroll is able to save it though. Now Clark to Cox for the attack, and that works. McKinley Cox gets her second kill. Moon still with the serve for Fairfield. Now a 2-point lead for the Lady Lions. Moon, just clips the net. Stevens able to get it for the return to Johnson. Now punching it back over is Anderson. Carroll on the attack for Peebles. Nice dig in the back row by Moon. Hatton on the attack now for Fairfield. And that one, wow, nice save there. Smalley gets it returned over to Anderson. Clark will set Hatton again for another attack. Dug out in the back row by Johnson, returned by Carroll. Hatton again on the attack. This one comes over to Dick. Now Stevens will set it to Carroll for the attack, and that one's good. Cadence Carroll gets her 7th kill. Wow. She is really good at getting that top spin on the ball. A lot of times she doesn't need to elevate very far and just gets those to drop so nicely. Serving now is Johnston across to Moon. Now Cox with an off speed to Dick. Stevens will set Carroll again for another attack. Nice block at the net. That was Cox and Clark. Clark will set it to Hatton for another attack, and it's good. Joby Hatton, very powerful outside hitter. Taylor in to replace Howland, and serving now is going to be Cox. 2-point lead for the Lions, 17-15. They'll serve it across to Johnston. Now Dick will set it, and that was not a good set. Too close to the official there at the net. Johnson could not get an attack set up. Peebles will call the timeout. They trail it 18-15. They also trail in the match 1-0. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
Taste the Snappy Tomato Pizza difference for yourself. Order from Seaman at 937-386-1010 or from West Union at 937-544-5583. Order online at snappytomato.com.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
TV. All right, service error, I think. That ended up out of bounds. Yep, ended up out of bounds. Fairfield on the serve, so Peebles got the point. Gray will come back in, replacing Smalley. Now Carroll will have the serve. Carroll serves it across to Howland. Clark will set. Hatton. Somebody was in the net. I think they're going to say Peebles. Yeah, Peebles was in the net. Point will go to Fairfield. Now Barr will come in to replace Carroll. Clark will serve for the Lady Lions. Lady Lions leading by 3. Serve comes across to Dick. Now Stevens will set it a little too far on the set. Yep, that was an overpass right to Taylor, who was able to get the kill. That's her second. Peebles did not mean to pass that close to the net, actually over the net. So now Clark with the serve comes across to Dick, and Stevens will set Gray for the attack. Nice save by Clark. Anderson to Hatton for the attack. Comes across to Johnson. Dick will set it back to Johnson for the attack. Received by Moon. Clark on the set to Anderson. Floor spike, and it works. Anderson gets a kill with a floor spike. That's her 6th. Clark serving. 5-point lead for the Lady Lions. Clark serves it across to Dick. Now Stevens will set Gray for an attack. Nice block. That one was blocked by Taylor. Fairfield leading 22-16 over top of Peebles. Clark with the serve. Clark serves out. Service error. So Peebles will now have it back, trailing by 5. Stevens back to serve for the Lady Indians. Stevens has a strong serve. Moon able to get it returned by Hatton. Now Stevens will set Johnson for an attack. Off the block, it went to Hatton. Clark back to Hatton for the attack. Johnston saves it. Stevens will set Johnson for an attack, and that one is out. It ended up out. Had to wait for the officials to call that one, and the point will go to the Lady Lions. 23-17. Hatton will serve. Hatton serves it across. Dick to Stevens, and now Gray with a dink. That didn't work. Howland, and the return off the hands of Anderson. That'll come over to Barr. Now they're going to set it to Gray for an attack. Too strong, I think. No, they're going to say that one was inbounds. So Peebles gets the point. They trail by 5. And I think that was Gray. Need to mark that. 5 kills now for Gray. All right, Clark will set Moon. Tries the off speed. It was blocked by Peebles, but went out of bounds off the block, and Fairfield got the point. Set point for Fairfield. Cox will come in to replace Howland. Taylor will serve. Taylor serves it across to Barr, who overpasses. Cox tried the overkill. That didn't work. Stevens to Johnston. Point scored as Johnston gets the kill. That'll be 2 kills now for Bailey Johnston. Smalley and Carroll coming in. Gray and Barr coming out for Peebles. Back to service Smalley. Serves it across to Anderson. Clark back to Anderson for the floor spike, and it's good! Mackenzie Anderson gets another floor spike for her 7th kill, and that one 25-19 Fairfield winning, and they now lead the match 2-0. Lady Indians have to get a win in this one to stay alive. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up for the 3, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking on a hit, she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For Peebles, I had Peyton Johnson with a kill. Bailey Johnston with a kill. Gray, I had her for 4 kills, total of 5 in that second set. And then Carroll with 3 kills, total of 7. And now a kill attempt by Fairfield. That was Taylor. A little bit too strong, went out of bounds. Howland will come back in, the libero for Fairfield. Fairfield stats in set number 2. I had Taylor for 2 kills, Moon with 1, Hatton with 2 for a total of 7. And somebody got one there. And who got that kill? All right, so it looks like Clark got that kill. I better worry about stats in this set instead of telling you about the last set. I'm going to miss something. Johnson on the attack, drops it short in the net. Fairfield gets the point. All right, quickly, Hatton had 2 for a total of 7. Anderson had 5 for a total of 7. Cox had 2. All right, that finishes out your attacks for set 2. By the way, Fairfield leading 2-0 in the match. Johnson on the attack, on the block, though it goes out of bounds off Fairfield. Peebles gets the point. Gray will come in, replacing Smalley. We're tied at 2 apiece. Carroll back to serve for Peebles. Carroll serves it across to Anderson. Howland then to Moon. tries a back row floor spike. That doesn't work. Goes short in the net. Peebles gets the point. Carroll again back to serve. Carroll's going to get an ace out of that one. That'll be her second ace in the match. Peebles now leading by 2. Carroll serves and gets another ace. 2 aces in a row for Cadence Carroll. Carroll serves again, this time received by Moon. Clark, and then on the attack was Anderson. Peebles able to save it. Carroll will attack from the back row across to Moon. Clark setting Anderson for an attack. It'll go short in the net. Peebles got the point. Timeout's going to be called by the Fairfield Lady Lions. They trail by 4, 6-2 in our third set of the match, but Fairfield leads the match 2-0. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I would like to thank my producers for this evening's volleyball match. But first, another ace for Carroll, her third in a row. That timeout didn't work. Sarah Rigdon producing everything on the radio side back in the studio at C103, and Maggie Dean producing everything for us here courtside with Goodguysradiotv.com. And I believe that's going to be another ace. Wow. That's 4 aces in a row, 5 total aces in the match for Cadence Carroll. And it looks like we're going to have an adjustment being made to stop this. And that works as, nope. Well, it stopped the ace, but Fairfield's still not able to return it. Carroll again back to serve. That's received by Moon. Clark will set it. Hatton on the attack to Carroll. Johnston, and now Gray hits it out of bounds. So Fairfield finally able to break the serve of Carroll. Will get it back. Barr in to replace Carroll. Carroll gave Peebles a nice lead there. 6 points, 9-3. Hatton back to serve for Fairfield. She also has a pretty strong serve. Comes over to Barr. Stevens is going to set Gray for an attack. Clark with the save. Now it's going to be returned. That was off the hands of Moon. Stevens setting Gray up for another attack, and it's good. Angel Gray gets her 6th kill of the match. Peebles regains the serve. They lead it by 7, 10-3 in our third set of the match. Peebles has to get a win in this set to stay alive. Stevens serves it across to Hatton. Clark will set it. On the attack is Anderson, and it's good. Mackenzie Anderson now with 8 total kills. In will be Cox. Out will go Taylor. Halland will step back to serve for Fairfield. Halland serves it across to Stevens. Johnson to Gray. Gray returns it over to Clark. Now Cox will set it. Anderson on the attack. Barr, and then nobody was in position to get a second hit there. And that ends up working out for Fairfield. And I don't remember who hit it to credit that attack. Halland will step back to serve. That one comes across to Johnston. And Peebles struggling. Stevens is able to return it. Goes over to Halland for an overpass. Johnson with the return. Tried the overkill. That didn't work. Now returned by Anderson. Stevens is going to set Johnson for another attack. Hatton with the dig. Now on the attack, Moon, and it's good. Remy Moon gets her 3rd kill. Fairfield back within 4. Halland serving. Allen serves it across and gets an ace. First ace of the match for J.D. Hallen. Allen again with the serve to Johnston. Stevens is going to set Johnson for the attack. Nice save there, but could not be returned. Anderson tried a floor spike. She was a little too close to the net, dropped it short. So Johnson will step back to serve for Peebles, Peyton Johnson. Johnson serves it across. That was received by Anderson. Now Dick to Gray for an off speed, and it's good. Sometimes it doesn't take a big, powerful hit. Just needs to be well placed. Gray got that one to work. Johnson again back to serve for Peebles. Serves it across to Howland. Now Clark with the set to Cox for the attack. Overpassed back by Stevens. Now Moon to Cox for another attack. Johnson to Stevens. Now Johnston, and she drops it short in the net. Point will go to Fairfield. They trail by 4. Serving is going to be Anderson. 12-8 the score. Peebles on top. Anderson serves it across to Johnston. Stevens will set Gray. Another off-speed attack, and it works. Angel Gray gets her 8th kill. She'll come out as Smalley goes in. Carroll coming in to replace Barr. Smalley will step back to serve. Her team on top by 5. Smalley serves it across to Howland. Clark will set it. On the attack is Moon, and it's good. Remy Moon gets her 4th kill. She'll also get the serve. Moon serves it across to Stevens. Now Dick will set Carroll for the attack. And we've got somebody on the block went into the net. That was on the side of Fairfield, so Peebles gets the point. We'll give Carroll the kill there. That's our 8th. Kennedy Dick back to serve for Peebles. Serve goes to Howland. Clark will set. Now Hatton on the attack, and it's good. Joby Hatton gets her 8th kill. Lions get the serve back, trailing by 4. Taylor comes in to replace Howland. And Cox will serve. Cox serves it across to Johnson. Now Dick with Carroll on the attack. Nice block there. Peebles gets it back over though. Hatton now attacking, and that one was in. Another successful kill. That one was right on the line. Joby Hatton gets her 9th kill. Fairfield trailing by 3 with Cox serving. Cox with the serve, comes across to Johnson. Dick will set Johnston for the attack. Nice dig there by Anderson. Now Hatton on the attack, and it's good. Another kill for Joby Hatton, number 10. She leads both teams with successful kills. Cox serving again. Comes across to Smalley. Now Dick will set Carroll for the attack, blocked by Clark, and Peebles not able to return it off the block. Successful block by Clark, gets the point, and Peebles calls the timeout. They lead it by just 1, 14-13. We'll take the timeout as well. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
It takes a lot of energy to create a successful high school athletics program, and often is more than team coaches and school officials can do alone. That's why school athletic booster programs are so important. The Fairfield Athletic Boosters would like all concerned adults to show their school pride and say good luck, Fairfield Lions and Lady Lions, and congratulations, and have a great season. Go Lions! From the Fairfield Athletic Boosters.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very exciting match. The Fairfield Lady Lions lead it 2-0. They won the first set 26-24 and the second set 25-19. currently Peebles leads the third set. Again, they need a victory here to stay alive in this match. They lead it 14-13. I will talk to the winning coach afterwards in the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. Cox will serve for Fairfield. Comes across to Stevens. Dick will set Carroll for the attack, and it's good. Cadence Carroll gets kill number 9. So Peebles breaks the serve. Leading by 2, Bailey Johnston will serve. Johnston serves it across to Howland. Clark tries the dump, and it might work. Stevens saves it. Johnson returns it. Well, and gets an off-speed attack to work. Kill number 4 for Peyton Johnson. Hit the hole in the defense. Bailey Johnston serving again and might get an ace. Nope. Yep. Johnston gets the ace. Her second in the match. 4-point lead again for Peebles. Johnston serving across to Howland. Clark will return it over to Dick. Now Stevens will set Carroll for another attack. Nice save by Howland. Clark to Hatton for the attack. Goes to Johnston. Dick will set it. Carroll again on the attack. Fairfield able to save it. Clark will set it to Hatton for an attack. Johnston receives that one. Dick, and miscue there as Smalley and Carroll weren't sure who was going to get it, and by the time they realized Smalley was going to have to hit it, it was too late. Ends up out of bounds. Point goes to Fairfield. They trail by 3. Back to serve is Clark. Clark serves across to Johnston. Dick will set it. Johnson with an off-speed attack and an overpass, and then Johnston gets the overkill. Peyton Johnson, her 5th kill. Yeah, Fairfield overpassed it. They did not mean to do that, and it was perfectly set up for Johnson to get an overkill. Moon receives the serve. Clark will set it. On the attack is Anderson, and it's good. Mackenzie Anderson gets her 9th kill. Barr back in, replacing Carroll. Serving is going to be Hatton. Hatton serves it across to Johnston. Stevens will set Gray for the attack. Fairfield saves it. Now on the attack, Anderson. Peebles keeps it alive. Gray returns it. Comes over to Moon. Now Clark with the set to Anderson. Again the attack, and it's another good one for Mackenzie Anderson. 10 kills now for the junior. Serving is Hatton. Hatton, clips the net. Stevens able to return it. Comes back over to Hatton. Clark will set Moon for an off-speed. Dick picks that one up. Now Johnson for an off-speed. Clark will set it. Anderson on the attack. Johnston receives. Dick will set Johnson for an attack, and it's good. Peyton Johnson, kill number 6. Timeout's going to be called by Fairfield. They trail it by 3, 19-16. Peebles on top. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
Taste the snappy tomato pizza difference for yourself. Order from Seaman at 937-386-1010 or from West Union at 937-544-5583. Order online at snappytomato.com.
Welcome back courtside, ladies and gentlemen. Peebles have the 3-point lead. They also have the serve. And again, they must get the victory in this set to stay alive in the match. Lady Lions slow to go back out onto the floor. Back to serve is going to be Ellie Stevens. All right, everybody is set. Stevens with the serve. She's got a pretty strong serve. Received by Hatton. Moon with the set. Returned off the hands of Clark. That'll come over to Johnston. Now they're going to set Gray for an attack, and it's good. Angel Gray gets her 9th kill. 4-point lead now for Peebles. Stevens serving. Stevens serves it across to Moon. Clark will set it. On the attack, Anderson gets another kill. Mackenzie Anderson now has 11 kills. She leads both teams in kills. Cox back in. I think Halland went out. Serving's going to be Taylor. Taylor serves it across to Barr. Stevens will set it. Gray on the attack. Nice dig and return by Fairfield. Gray on the attack again, and this time it is good. Angel Gray. She gets her 10th kill. Peyton Johnson back to serve. Her team leading by 4. Johnson serves it across to Anderson. Clark sets it back to Anderson for the attack. Nice block by Johnston and Gray. Peebles gets the point. They now lead by 5. Peyton Johnson to serve. Johnson serves it across. That was received by Anderson. They're going to set Cox for the attack. Blocked at the net. Clark punches it across. Now Dick will return it over to Hatton. Clark again will set. On the attack is Moon. That was an off speed. Didn't work. Dick to Johnston. Oh, she drops it short. That'll be a point for the Lady Lions. They break the serve. They trail by 4 as Anderson will step back to serve. Anderson having a very good match. She has 11 kills. Stevens to Gray. Gray tips it across to Moon. Clark will set it back to Moon for the attack. Peebles trying to keep it alive, and they do. Dick will return it, comes over to Cox. Then Clark back to Moon for the attack. Goes to Johnson. Stevens will try the dump. That doesn't work. Clark to Cox, back to Clark. She'll punch it across to Barr. Stevens will set it to Johnston. Off-speed attack, short in the net. Fairfield gets the point. They trail by 3. Anderson back to serve. Anderson across to Barr. Stevens will set it to Dick for the attack. That one is good. That was a change-up there. Kennedy Dick does not usually attack, and they switched gears to get away from the block, and it worked. Carroll comes back in, and Smalley comes back in for Peebles. Smalley will serve it across, received by Hatton. Now Moon on the attack. Smalley digs it. Stevens will have to return it. Tipped back, and then Carroll with an off speed. Now Clark will set Cox for the attack, and it's good. McKinley Cox gets her 3rd kill. Fairfield trailing by 3. Regains the serve with Remy Moon serving. Moon serves it across, overpass by Johnson, and it goes out of bounds. Point will go to Fairfield. Fairfield trailing by 2. They'd like to get the victory here if at all possible. They lead the match 2-0. Moon serves it across to Stevens. Johnston to Carroll for the attack. Goes out of bounds. Point will go to Fairfield. Timeout Peebles. As Fairfield is back within 1, 23-22 the score. We'll be back right after this timeout on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Peebles trying to stay alive. Fairfield trying to seal the deal. Lady Lions have the serve. They trail by 1. Moon is serving. Remy Moon does have 1 ace in this match. could get another one here. Nope, Peebles able to return it. Kennedy Dick will put it back over to Howland. Now Clark is going to set Hatton for the return. That's 4 hits, yep. That did not work out well. Hatton didn't get her steps right or something, couldn't get a good swing at it. So Peebles, the opportunity here to get a victory in a set. Clark will set Hatton for the attack, off the block. Fairfield gets the point. That was Hatton getting her 11th kill. Serving now is Cox. Somebody came back in, by the way. I think maybe that might have been Taylor. Carroll on the attack for Peebles. It's good. Cadence Carroll gets her 10th kill, and Peebles stays alive. 25-23, the score in set number 3. Don't go away. We've got an exciting one. We're going into our 4th set when we come back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
Oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up to the 3, he hits.
we're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out a hit she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103, and Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Your offensive stats from set number 3. I had Remy Moon with 2 kills for a total of 4. Joby Hatton with 4 kills. That gives her a total of 11. Mackenzie Anderson also with 4 kills to give her a total of 11. McKinley Cox got 1 kill, gives her a total of 3. J.D. Howland got an ace. And Kelsey Clark got 1 kill to give her a total of 2. On the side of Peebles, Peyton Johnson got 2 kills to give her a total of 6. Bailey Johnston got 1 ace. Angel Gray had a total of 5 kills in that 3rd set to give her a total of 10. Kennedy Dick with 1 kill gives her a total of 2. And then Cadence Carroll picked up 3 more kills to give her a total of 10. But more impressively, she had 4 aces in a row to give her a total of 5 aces in the match. That's how we stand as we move into set number 4. Fairfield leading the match 2-1. The officials are checking both sides. Again tomorrow on Good Guys Radio TV from the Brown County Fair, 9 a.m. it'll be the Poultry Show. 2 p.m. Brown County Born and Bred Beef Show. 7 p.m. it'll be the Demolition Derby premiering from tonight. That's your schedule for TV action tomorrow at the Brown County Fair. Johnston with the serve. Serves it across to Moon. Clark will set it. Hatton on the attack, blocked at the net by Peebles. Clark returns it. Stevens will set Carroll for the attack. Nice block that time. And Peebles not able to get the return off that block. Fairfield gets the first point in set 4. Taylor's going to come back in replacing Howland. For Fairfield, Cox will have the serve. McKinley Cox serves it across to Johnston. Now Stevens and Johnson, off-speed attack, it works. Instead of putting the power behind it, she went with an off-speed because of the block attempt. Gray in to replace Smalley. Carroll back to serve. Carroll serving it into the back row. Hatton able to return it to Johnson. Dick will set it back to Johnson. Nice block. That was Clark and Taylor blocking. Fairfield got the point. Again, I don't keep blocks. Hopefully the coaches will have those, because either way, there's been an impressive amount of blocks, and it's made all the difference in this game. Johnston, and that's going to be an ace. Nobody could get a second hit there. Clark picks up her second ace. Clark back to serve. Lady Lions on top by 2, 3-1. Clark serves it to Barr, who checked in. Stevens to Gray, a little too strong. On the return, ended up out of bounds. Clark again serving. That's going to be short in the net for a service error. Peebles will now have the serve. Stevens back to serve for the Lady Indians. Stevens serves it across, received by Howland. Clark will return it, punches it all the way in the back, and overpass. Taylor returns it. Now they'll set it up for, Stevens broke the plane. Point will go to Fairfield. Couldn't stop her momentum, stepped underneath the net. So Fairfield got the point. They now lead by 3, and Hatton will serve. Hatton drops it across. Dick with a nice dig, and Gray returns it. Goes back to Moon. Clark will set Anderson for an attack. Johnston with the dig. Stevens will set Johnson for an attack, and it's good. Peyton Johnson gets her 8th kill. Peyton Johnson will now also have the serve for Peebles. They trail by 2. Johnson serves it across to Hatton. Clark will set it. Moon with a floor spike and is able to get the kill. Remy Moon, kill number 5. Smalley back in, replacing Howland. Taylor back to serve. Taylor serves it across to Barr. Stevens will set it. Johnston on the attack. Hatton, Clark. Now Anderson attacking, and that one is good. Mackenzie Anderson, 12 kills for the junior. Leading all players with kills. Taylor serving. Taylor serves it across to Barr. Stevens will set it to Gray. Hatton received it. Clark with the dump. Barr picks that up. Stevens will set Gray for an attack, but she misses. Tries to go around the block and ends up hitting the net and dropping on Peebles' side. Peebles will call the timeout as they trail by 5, 8-3. We're back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
Welcome back courtside, ladies and gentlemen. I will name a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game after this one, brought to you by Snappy Tomato Pizza in Seaman and West Union. Fairfield will have the serve. Taylor serving, her team trailing by 5. Serve comes across to Barr. Stevens will set Gray for an attack. Picked up by Moon. Clark with a dump, punches it all the way in the back. Johnson saves it. Now Johnston with a floor spike. That didn't work. Taylor gets it to Anderson for the return. Simple return. Now Stevens will set it, and Gray on the attack. I think that went out of bounds. It did. A little too strong. Fairfield gets the point. They now lead by 6. Serve comes across to Johnston. Stevens with the set. Dick returns it. Tries to punch it into the back, and it does stay in bounds. Smalley back in, as well as Carroll. Howland comes back in for Fairfield, replacing Taylor. Barr and Gray went out for Peebles. Smalley will serve. Goes to Hatton in the back row. Clark, and now Anderson on the return. Had a floor spike. Johnson. They're going to set Carroll up for the attack, and it's good. Cadence Carroll gets kill number 11. Peebles now back within 4. Again, Peebles must win this set to stay alive in the match. Fairfield, of course, would like to get the victory sealed here. Anderson on the attack. Johnson with the save. Carroll on the attack now. Hatton with the dig. They're going to get it back to Moon for an attack. Blocked at the net. Fairfield keeping it alive and returns it. Now Fairfield gets it across to Dick. Now Johnston on the attack. Fairfield still keeping it alive. Long volley, but on the return from the back row by Hatton, it goes out of bounds. Peebles gets the point after that long volley. They trail by 3. Smalley will serve. Smalley serves it to Howland. Clark will set it to Anderson. Off-speed attack. Smalley there to save it. They're going to set Carroll up for an attack. Dropped it short in the net. Point goes to Fairfield. Good eye by the official. Mackenzie Anderson serving. Comes across to Stevens. Now Dick will set Carroll for an attack, and it's good. Cadence Carroll gets her 12th kill. Leads Peebles in kills, tied with Anderson for both teams. Clark will set Moon for the return. Comes over to Smalley, and then Dick tries to return it but drops it short. And Fairfield gets the point. They lead by 4, 11-7. Again, Fairfield leading the match 2-1. Moon to serve. Serves it across. Stevens with an overpass, goes out of bounds. That'll be an ace for Moon. Second ace of the match for Moon. Five-point lead for Fairfield. Moon serves it to Johnson. Now Dick will set it to Carroll for the attack. Howland, and then Clark with a dump. That doesn't work. Carroll on the attack again, and this time it is good. Cadence Carroll gets her 13th kill. Johnston now serving for Peebles. They trail by 4. Howland receives it. Clark will set it. Hatton on the attack. Back to Johnston. Smalley, and then Carroll. That goes out of bounds. A little too strong on that attack that time by Cadence Carroll. So Fairfield gets the serve back and the 5-point lead. Taylor back in, replacing Howland. McKinley Cox will serve. Cox serves it across to Johnston. Dick sets it. Johnson on the attack. Goes to Moon in the back row. Clark sets Hatton, and saved there by Dick, and then on the return by Johnson, ends up out of bounds. Peebles a little too strong there. All right, Fairfield with the serve. Cox serving. They have a 6-point lead. Comes across to Johnston. Dick will set Johnson for the attack, and it goes out of bounds. Too strong. Peebles going to call the timeout. I saw that coming. Fairfield leading at 15-8 in set number 4. Fairfield leads the match 2-1. We're back after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We all look up to someone. could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
Special thanks to our season sponsors for every volleyball game on C103, including Willie & Son Trucking, the Winchester Carpet Outlet, and Barry Chevrolet. Hope you're watching as well as listening. You can watch at Goodguysradiotv.com. Tomorrow we'll have Brown County Fair coverage starting for you at 9 a.m. with the Brown County Fair Poultry Show. 2 p.m. the Brown County Born and Bred Beef Show, and then 7 p.m. it'll be the premiere for the Demolition Derby from tonight. And that'll be a double hit called against Peebles. Fairfield gets the point. More action for you on Thursday starting at 3 p.m. with the breeding, dairy, feeder, and feeder beef shows. All that from the Brown County Fair. Johnston to Dick. Now Johnson on the attack. It's good. Peyton Johnson gets kill number 9. Gray back in replacing Smalley. Carroll will serve, trailing by 7. Carroll had a lot of aces in that third set. Clark to Hatton for the return. Over to Dick. Stevens will set Johnson for the simple return. Back to Hatton. Howland, and then Hatton another simple return as they volley back and forth. Dick will set Gray for an off-speed attack, picked up by Anderson. Now Hatton on the attack, dug out by Johnston. Gray, floor spike. Howland picks that one up. Clark and Taylor tries the attack. That doesn't work. Stevens to Johnson, out of bounds, off the block, it's good. Peyton Johnson gets kill number 10. Peebles trailing by 6 with Carroll serving. That'll be out of bounds on the side for a service error. Barr back in to replace Carroll. Serving will be Clark for the Lady Lions. Clark serving it across to Barr. And that didn't work out, as ended up out of bounds. That'll actually be scored as an ace for Clark. Her third. Serve comes across to Johnson. Stevens will set Gray for the attack. It's too strong. Ends up out of bounds. And the Lions now lead by 9. Clark back to serve. Clark serves it across. Dick with an overpass. Back to Clark. Now Anderson will set Taylor for the attack. Saved by Johnston. Now Dick oversets it, and Peebles trying to keep it alive. They do. Gets returned. Now Dick will set it again. Johnson returns it. Over to Taylor. Now Clark Anderson on the attack. Johnston with the save. Here comes Johnson again, off the block, it's good. Blocked by Taylor and Anderson. 10-point lead now for Fairfield. Serving again will be Clark. Clark serves it across to Johnston. Stevens will set it, Gray attacks. That one will be good for Angel Gray. Kill number 11. So Peebles able to break the serve. They have a bit of a hole to dig out of. They trail by 9. Stevens will serve. Stevens serves it across to Moon. Clark will set it. Hatton attacking from the right side this time. Couldn't get that one to work. Now Johnson on the attack. Clark with the dig. Now Hatton to the joust at the net. Wow, what a save. Both teams. Johnson on the attack. Howland returned by Taylor. Incredible saves, back and forth. What a volley. Now Gray with a dink over the net. That didn't work. Dick will set it. Johnson on the attack. That one went to Hatton. Taylor back to Moon for the return. Comes over to Gray. Dick to Johnson. Off-speed attack. Now Anderson returns it. Oh, she set it up for Gray, but what a save by Moon. Nice dig. Hatton on the attack, and it's good. Finally, Joby Hatton was able to score a kill, her 12th. I say finally because there must have been 4 or 5 kill attempts by both teams. Hatton will now serve. Hatton serves it across to Johnston. Stevens will set Gray for the attack. It goes out of bounds off the block. And the point will go to Peebles. Johnson will step back to serve. 21-12 the score. So Peebles trailing by 9. Johnson serves it across, received by Hatton. Clark tries the dump, and Peebles able to return it. Anderson to Clark, back to Anderson for a floor spike. Johnson saves it in the back row, and then Stevens can't stop her momentum, and she breaks the plane under the net. Point will go to Fairfield. Fairfield now with a 10-point lead. Cox back in. Howland will serve. Howland serves it across to Barr. Stevens will set it. Johnston on the attack. Goes to Hatton. Now Clark will set it. Moon with the return over to Stevens. Now Dick to Johnston. Tried the off speed. That didn't work. Anderson back to Johnson. Stevens will set it again. What do we have there? A double hit. Violation by Peebles. And Fairfield getting close to a victory here in this match. Howland back to serve. Howland serves it across. Stevens with an over pass, but the overkill didn't work. Now Gray on the attack. That doesn't work. Clark will set it to Moon. That one's too strong. It goes out of bounds. Peebles got the point. Smalley will come back in. Carroll will also come back in. Peebles trails by 10 with Smalley serving. Smalley serves it across to Howland. Clark will set it. Hatton with a back row spike. It's good. Wow, Joby Hatton gets a kill from the back row. Set match point for Fairfield, 24-13. And the serve will be into the net. Service error. Peebles will stay alive. Kennedy Dick now back to serve for Peebles. They trail by 10. Kennedy Dick serves it across to Anderson. Now Moon tries an off-speed return. Stevens will set Johnston, and she finds a hole in the defense and scores the point. Little dink. Kennedy Dick back to serve again. By the way, Johnston did score the kill there. And now Peebles scores the point as Fairfield could not return. Ended up out of bounds off of Hatton. Dick again with the serve, received by Hatton. Clark will set it. Moon returns it to Smalley. Now Dick to Johnston for the attack. Howland with the save. Clark sets it to Cox for the attack. And Peebles not able to return it, ends up out of bounds. McKinley Cox will get the final kill of the match, her 4th. And Fairfield gets the victory, 25-16, 3-1. Fairfield defeating Peebles. Don't go away. I've got stats coming up for you, as well as a conversation with head coach Jerica Stackhouse. And of course, I will name a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game. We're back right after this.
It takes a lot of energy to create a successful high school athletics program, and often is more than team coaches or school officials can do alone. That's why school athletic booster programs are so important. The Fairfield Athletic Boosters would like all concerned adults to show their school pride and say good luck, Fairfield Lions and Lady Lions, and congratulations, and have a great season. Go Lions! From the Fairfield Athletic Boosters.
Taste the snappy tomato pizza difference for yourself. Order from Seaman at 937-386-1010 or from West Union at 937-544-5583. Order online at snappytomato.com.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
Welcome back courtside, and welcome to the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. Joining me, head coach Jerica Stackhouse. Coach Stackhouse, you are pretty relieved, I would guess, after this one.
I'm relieved this one is over, yes.
Now, you coming into this match, you had one loss, conference loss to North Adams.
North Adams.
Another tough opponent. So this was a big one because you've still got some tough opponents left, and North Adams still has some tough opponents. One of them is Peebles, and twice. They still have them twice.
They do, and I think that's going to be a great matchup. Unfortunately, we can't watch because we're playing Lynchburg when they're playing against each other.
Yeah. Let's talk about your matchups. You've got Lynchburg, Ripley, and White Oak still left.
Yes.
It's going to be right down to the wire, I think.
Are you talking about for league?
Yes, for league, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't want the girls to focus on league. I want to look for after.
All right. Postseason?
Yes.
Certainly an important thing.
Very important.
All right, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's talk about what happened in this match. I was pretty impressed with both teams. This is the most offensive, exciting, whatever you want to say, match that I've seen. The offense was incredible. A lot of hitting on both teams, a lot of attacks, and a lot of blocks. And I don't keep blocks, so I don't know how many. Both teams had a bunch, though. Your girls can hit. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, they can. We're very well-rounded when it comes to the front row and the offense, but we can't get any type of offense going if we can't pass.
Right, and you do a good job at that.
Tonight they did a great job at that.
Yeah, you've got some nice digs in that back row. Clark had her hands full coming off that first pass to get the set for the attack. And again, it just seemed like you guys were hitting on all cylinders. Even in that third set, when you let Peebles win, you only lost by 2.
Yeah, that one was tough. And it was the first 8 points of the set that where our passes, which were, pretty decent in the other sets, that's what got us.
Yeah.
That first 8 points, they got in that rut, and it was hard to dig out of.
It also hurt that Carroll had 4 aces in a row. That had to mentally mess with everybody in that third set.
I think I called a timeout and probably would have called a second timeout in that third set right there.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, though, after the timeout, she still got one more ace.
She did.
Yeah. So I thought Peebles did not adjust maybe like they could have. I know that at one point, I think that might have been in that third set. Instead of going to the left side where they had a tendency to go to Johnson and Gray and all those hitters, Carroll, they came back to the right side to Kennedy Dick, and she was able to go around your blockers because they were on the other side and score a point there. And at that point, I thought, well, maybe they'll start doing that more, and they didn't.
Yeah, they did send it out a lot, but I have to say our right side, so Mackenzie Anderson did a fantastic job at adjusting on our right side to find their holes, and they made a few adjustments, but Mackenzie was able to work that for us.
Yeah.
I think she did a phenomenal job on the right side.
She did. The junior had 12 kills. Hatton ended up getting one more than her, at least in my scoring. I'm always prone to miss a few, so it could have been the other way around. But those two really did a nice job. Again, overall, I thought your team played really well. McKinley Cox, she only had 4 kills, but they were important ones. Remy Moon, floor spikes.
Yeah.
How did she get those to work?
I have no idea.
She got a couple of them tonight. I thought those were good. Emily Taylor, she had some nice blocks for you. again, just a well-rounded game. And if I did not mention Clark, I meant to, because, again, she does a great job setting.
She's all over the place. If our passes aren't on point, she makes it her job to get over there and get to them.
And she had 3 aces.
She did.
So pretty nice game. And Coach, before we talk about postseason, you've only got 2 seniors.
I do.
You're coming back strong again next year.
Hopefully so. We have Emily who's running our middle. She's going to be a tough shoe to fill for next year. We have Haley Crabtree, who is my 7 spot. She's the kid that comes on the court and plays any position I ask her to. So having that flexibility, we will miss that next year.
Yeah. But again, a nice group of players returning. Let's talk about postseason. Who are you worried about?
Who am I not worried about? I'm more worried about us because I'm not sure who's going to show up. Are you going to get who shows up tonight or who showed up with Manchester and North Adams? That was a rough week.
Well, I know that one of your non-league losses is to Piketon, and I'm sure that they're a potential opponent.
That was in 5, and I think that was a game that we should have won. That last set was tight.
Now, they're D3. Are you guys D3?
We are.
Okay. I know that you kind of float sometimes between D3 and D4. So Piketon is a potential opponent. Huntington, they're probably D4. So do you think you'll see them or not?
I think
they might be D3.
They might be D3.
They're another one that floats back and forth. You also lost to them in a non-league conference. I think that's the only potential opponents you've seen so far, but there's a lot of strong ones in the Southeast District, aren't there?
Very strong. It's very strong.
Yeah. Well, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
You still got work to do.
A lot of work.
Yeah, and good luck in the postseason.
Thank you.
All right. Coach Jerica Stackhouse, thanks for joining us with the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. We'll take another quick break, be back to look at stats, and also name that Snappy Tomato Pizza Player of the Match.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up to the 3, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out ahead she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shaq Sports, C103, and Goodguysradiotv.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
Peebles Lady Indians, I had Peyton Johnson with a total of 10 kills. I only had 1 block. Again, I'm not even sure why I even tried to sometimes keep blocks, because I can't keep them all. It's just too fast. So we're not going to worry about blocks. But Johnson did have an ace as well. Bailey Johnston had 3 kills and 2 aces. Angel Gray had a total of 11 kills. Kennedy Dick with 2 kills. By the way, I don't keep assists either. I know that Kennedy Dick, as well as Ellie Stevens, would have had a bunch of assists. Ellie Stevens, by the way, did have 1 kill, also 1 ace. And Cadence Carroll, what an impressive game for Cadence Carroll. She actually tied with Joby Hatton as far as overall kills. Carroll had 13, so the most kills for Peebles. And again, an impressive 5 aces, 4 of them in a row during that third set. That's a look at your stats for the Peebles Lady Indians. Now, tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll be back to talk about the Fairfield Lady Lions when we come back right after this on the Shack Sports Radio Network.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
It takes a lot of energy to create a successful high school athletics program, and often is more than team coaches or school officials can do alone. That's why school athletic booster programs are so important. The Fairfield Athletic Boosters would like all concerned adults to show their school pride and say good luck, Fairfield Lions and Lady Lions, and congratulations, and have a great season. Go Lions! From the Fairfield Athletic Boosters.
Taste the snappy tomato pizza difference for yourself. Order from Seaman at 937-386-1010 or from West Union at 937-544-5583. Order online at snappytomato.com.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
Welcome back courtside. Let's take a look at the stats for the Fairfield Lady Lions. I had Emily Taylor with 2 kills. Remy Moon, I had her with a total of 5 kills. Joby Hatton had 13 kills in this match. By the way, Remy Moon also did have 2 aces. I forgot to mention that. Mackenzie Anderson, I had her for 12 kills. And McKinley Cox with 4 kills. Also, J.D. Howland had 1 ace. And Kelsey Clark, I had her for 2 kills and 3 aces. And again, she would have had a whole lot of assists as well. But I don't mark those down. So too much to keep track of. All right, that's a look at your stats for the Fairfield Lady Lions. We've got one final thing to do, and that's to name a Snappy Tomato Pizza Player of the Match. Before we do that, though, I do want to invite you to tune in on Thursday night, Fairfield Lady Lions fans. We will have the matchup against Lynchburg Clay. You heard me talking to head coach Jerica Stackhouse about these important games as they finish out the season. They've got Lynchburg Clay as well as Ripley and White Oak and Fayetteville all still left on their schedule in conference play. So that's an important thing. And then, of course, North Adams, which would be who they trail to in conference play. I'm sorry, that'd be overall. Fairfield leads Division II, by the way. But North Adams and Peebles both without, of course, Peebles got handed their first league loss here against Fairfield. So that would leave North Adams, I believe, still undefeated in conference play. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back to look at your Snappy Tomato Pizza Player of the Match right after this.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up to the 3, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out ahead she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And gentlemen, our final thing to do is to name that Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the match. It's a tough one, as they always are. There was one player, though, that, of course, only one player can ever get it. And there was one player that I was just slightly more impressed with, I think mostly because I didn't expect her to really play at this level this evening. Coming into this match, Joby Hatton had 172 kills. She got 13 tonight. That gives her a total of 185 on the season. Now, the second place person on the team is way back at 87 kills. That's Mackenzie Anderson. Guess what? She got 12 kills tonight. So only one off of Hatton. Again, I could have missed one as well. So she might have tied Hatton. But I had her at 12. And again, coming into this match with 87, that gives her a total of 99 kills on the season. I was very impressed with the play, and you heard head coach Jerry Stackhouse talking about how Mackenzie Anderson was just spot on this evening. She will be our Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the match. Congratulations to Mackenzie Anderson, and congratulations to the Fairfield Lady Lions as they win the first set 26-24, the second set 25-19. Peebles won the third set 25-23, and then Fairfield wins the fourth and final set to win the match 25-16. Again, I want to thank Sarah Rigdon for engineering everything back in the studio, and Maggie Dean for engineering everything on Goodguysradiotv.com. Thanks for listening to Southern Hills Athletic Conference Volleyball on C103. I'm Ken Smith.